How's it going, everybody? Let's check volume. Come on, where's it at? All right, the volume is good. And we continue on in Daniel. Where are we at in our studies? It is Sunday. It is the second column. We only have 3 more Matthews left. And we finished Daniel May 6th next Monday. So we got 8 more to go. Daniel is 10:20 to 11:05. And I think that makes sense. 10:20 to 11:05. Yep, because we ended at 10:19. $10.20 to 11:05. How's everybody doing? Matthew likewise would be on the second column, but we're chopping everything up. So today's, just want to make sure, I do believe starts chapter 28. We start the final chapter because we ended at 2766. So we start the final chapter, which is Matthew 28, verse 1, and we're going to run it through 7. All right. In the end of the Sabbath, it began to dawn toward the first day of the week. Came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. And behold, there was a great earthquake, and the angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat upon it. Let me load a video on my other channel. Hang on. So the angel, his face was like lightning, and his raiment was white as snow. And for fear of him, the keepers did shake and became as dead men. And the angel answered and said unto the woman, Fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Jesus, which was crucified. He is not here, he is risen, as he told you he would be. Now, come on in, and let's look at where he was at. And go quickly. Now go quickly. I guess they saw what it said in King James. Come see the place where Lord lay, and go quickly. Tell the disciples that he is risen from the dead, and behold, he goeth before you in Galilee. There shall ye see him. Lo, I have told you. So remember, we're chopping these columns up in little smaller slices, about 7 verses for this final 4 Bible studies. And let's continue on in Daniel, column 2. Then said he, Knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? And now I return to fight the prince of Persia. And when I am gone forth, lo, the prince of Grecia shall come. But I shall show thee that which is noted in the scripture of truth, and there is none that holdeth with me in these things but Michael, your prince. So, let's look at this in the (10:20 through 21). Let's take a look at it. Curious. He replied, do you know why I have come? All right, that's pretty much what it sounded like he said. But then he doesn't answer. And then he says, soon I must return to fight against the prince of Persia. So he asked him a question that Daniel does not answer, and he does not give the answer to. So I just wanted to verify that. After the spirit prince of the kingdom of Grecia will come. Meanwhile, I will tell you what is written in the book of truth. And then he proceeds to not tell him. He said, no one helps me against these spirit princes except Michael, your spirit prince. So, do you know why I have come? I will tell you what's written in the book of truth. He doesn't answer why he's come, and he doesn't say anything to what is written in the book of truth. And then the second part of verse 20, he talks about that he must fight against the spirit prince of the kingdom of Persia. In the second part of 21, he says, nobody helps me fight these spirit princes except Michael, your spirit prince. So it's a little kind of discombobulated 2-verse passage. And I just wanted to read it in the New Living. Then said he, knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? I now will return to fight with the prince of Persia. And when I am gone forth, lo, the prince of Grecia shall come. But I will show you thee that which is noted in the scripture of truth. And there is none that holdeth with me these things, but Michael, your spirit prince. I'm not 100% sure the New Living is giving you the correct context either. Holdeth with me these things seems to be more to me about the truth of the matter instead of fighting spirit princes. But who knows? I'm not going to delve into it. If and when I do a verse-by-verse commentary on the book of Daniel, then I would, of course, would be forced to. I'm finishing up the book of Revelation, verse by verse. Very exciting. So we now get into Daniel 11. Also, I, in the first year of Darius the Mede, even I, stood to confirm and to strengthen him. That's why I think Darius the Mede is a sheep, along with Nebuchadnezzar. Darius the Mede loved Daniel and spoke of Daniel's God the same way Nebuchadnezzar did when Nebuchadnezzar was called to salvation and wrote Daniel for in the first and third person. And now I will show thee the truth. Behold, there shall stand up yet 3 kings in Persia, and a fourth shall be far richer than they all. And by his strength through his riches, he shall stir up against the realm of Grecia. And the mighty king shall stand up, and they shall rule with great dominion and do according to his will. And when he shall stand up, his kingdom shall be broken, and he shall be divided toward the 4 winds of heaven, and not to his posterity, nor according to the dominion which he ruled, for his kingdom shall be plucked up, even for others beside those. And the king of the south shall be strong, and one of his princes, and he shall be strong above him, have dominion, and his dominion shall be a great dominion. And in the years they shall join themselves together, the king's daughter of the south shall come to the king of the north to make an agreement, but she shall not retain power of the arm, neither shall he stand nor his arm, but she shall be given up. And they brought her, and he that begot her, and he that strengthened her in these times. And out of the branch of her root shall stand up in his estate, which shall come with an army, and shall enter into the fortress of the king of the north, and shall deal against them, and shall prevail. And shall also carry captives into Egypt their gods with their princes and their precious vessels of silver and gold, and he shall continue more years than the king of the north. And the king of the south shall come into his kingdom, and shall return into his own land, and his son shall be stirred up, and shall assemble a multitude of great forces. And one shall certainly come and overflow and pass through, and he shall return and be stirred up even to his fortress. And the king of the south is always going to be in blue. King of the north is always going to be in green. Eventually, I think it's in green. The king of the north becomes or morphs into the Antichrist. I don't think it's the Antichrist throughout. I think it might be going through the 7 kings of Mystery Babylon through the beginning, which if the beginning is Nebuchadnezzar, it did talk about the vessels, and we know that they did bring, it says, into Egypt. Is Egypt Babylon? Because they tell us Babylon is basically where Iraq is. Where is the biblical Babylon located? Mesopotamia, Baghdad, Iraq, 55 miles south. Captivity of Judah. So it speaks to Egypt. And they're and we know that they took the vessels of Israel, their vessels of gold and silver. So I don't know if it's cryptically, because Babylon could be spiritual Egypt. I don't know how cryptic all of this is. But in my mind, this sort of goes back to antiquity. This king of the north, king of the south, and it eventually does get to the king of the north performing the abomination of desolation. But I don't think it's the Antichrist all the way through. I think it's the Antichrist mystery Babylon system. There are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is. Well, the 7 kings, I think it takes you from 1 through 7, very cryptically. So I don't know where I was. For the king of the north shall return and shall set forth a multitude greater than the former, and shall certainly come after certain years with a great army and with much riches. And in those times there shall many stand up against the king of the south. Also the robbers of thy people shall exalt themselves to establish the vision, but they shall fail. The king of the north shall come and cast upon a mount and take the most fenced cities, and the arms of the south shall not withstand, neither his chosen people. Neither shall there be any strength to withstand. Chosen people. Interesting. All right, we'll get to the rest tomorrow. I'm glad you're here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.